Welcome back to BeCloudguru. Today in this video of our AWS series, I'm going to talk about VPC peering. So let's begin, guys. We all know about AWS VPC, which helps to launch our AWS resources in virtual network, which we define. Network or the VPC peering is nothing but a network connection between your two VPCs, which helps them to communicate with each other. And they will behave as if they are part of a same network. Like if we have two VPCs here, and you can see that I have got two different instances at these two different VPCs. Once the peering is done, these two instances can behave or can talk to each other as if they are part of the local network. So that's what you can achieve with the VPC peering. Now, when you have instances in either of these VPCs, they can communicate with each other without using a public IP address. I mean, you can only use your private IP addresses to talk to each other, and you do not require gateways. You do not require a VPN connection or a separate appliance, and there will be no single point of failure. It looks like, although in this image it looks like there's a single connection, but no, in the background there is no single point of failure, and there's no bandwidth bottleneck because this traffic travels across AWS backbone. You can create your VPC peering connections between your own VPCs, like these two VPCs. They can belong to your account, or they can be part of a different account. I mean, this VPC can be part of a different account, and this VPC can be part of a different account. They can be part of a same region or as well as a different regions also. So there are a lot of possibilities which you can do with the VPC peering. Now let's talk about some of the VPC basics, peering basics. First of all, your source VPC owner who is initiating the peering connection will send a request to the owner of target VPCs for peering connection. In this, if you are using two VPCs in the same account, then you would be the owner as well as you would be the source as well as the target. If you are using this VPC peering between two VPCs which belongs to different account, then the guy who is initiating the request would be the source, and the guy who is receiving the request would be the target for this VPC peering connection. As I said, VPC can be either owned by you or by any other AWS account. Now this is very important that your VPCs cannot have a CIDR block which overlaps or match with each other. So the range should be different, and we'll see how. Peering connections only becomes active once the request is accepted by the target VPC owner. And once that request has been accepted, you need to also modify the route tables so that the traffic can flow between two VPCs, and we'll see how we can do that. And if required, and if the security groups are not set up for some certain kind of a network communication, then you also need to tweak the security groups which is protecting the EC2 instances in both of the VPCs. Now let's see what is the demo architecture which I have used for this demonstration. First of all, we have a VPC in US East 1 region with a range of 10.0.0.0/16, and then we have a different VPC in the same region with a different IP range. So these are the two VPCs which are in the same region and they belong to same account. Then I have a different VPC which belongs to a different region as well as a different account. So we have got three VPCs. I have already set them up for this demonstration to save some time. And if any one of you find that okay, you need to understand the basics of VPC, then please go back to our VPC overview or VPC basic video which we already have. I will put the link in the description below. Now these two VPCs will be connected with a peering connection, and VPC-C would be having a server one in public subnet with internet access. I need this one server so that I can reach to the AWS resources from my local machine. And then I have a different server in a private subnet, and this server does not have a internet connection. And then there would be one server in VPC-A without any internet connectivity. Similarly, we have another server in a VPC-B which would not have any kind of internet connectivity also. So I would be logging into this server because this has got a public IP address where I can reach to it. Once I'm in, I would be RDPing to this machine, the server 2, and from there I would be using the VPC peering connection or make use of the peering connectivity by logging into the servers into different VPCs. So let's log into the portal, guys, and see how we can do that. So this is one of the account in which I have got one VPC. If you look at it, there's a one VPC and it's an AP Southeast one with the name of Singapore. This is the one VPC I have, as well as if I go to the EC2, I have got one Windows based instance running already, and this instance does not have an IP address. You can see that there is no public IP, so it has got only private IP. Now let's go back to the other account so that I can show you what already we have. So this one, if you look at it, we have got two VPCs here. This is in US East 1. So these are the two VPCs we're gonna use. And if you go back to the EC2 services, you can see there I have already prepared two instances in one VPC and one instance in another VPC. So if you click on the running instances here, I have got three different EC2 instances, and they belong to only one of them, that is your public WIN. It has got public IP address. Other two machines do not have a public IP address. Okay, and if you look at it, these two machines are part of a one VPC, and this one is part of a different VPC. If you just scroll it down, you can see that this is part of a second VPC, and if I just go to this one, this is part of your different VPC, and these two, private WIN and public WIN, to part of it same VPC. Here we can see that. So let's log into one of the machines. I'm going to log into this public Windows 2 machines, and before that, let's start initiating the peering connections. So how you set up the peering? These are my VPCs, and if you look at it, I have already set it up, and out of this one is default, which is set up by AWS, and these two are which we just created. For setting up VPCs peering connection, you will go to peering connections and click on create peering connections. First of all, you need to provide a name tag by which your connection would be identified. I call it peer within same region and account. Now you need to select a local VPC which will be peering. So requester would be, let's say this is the requester, not default VPC. This is the CIDR range which has been associated with this one. Then, as I said, you need to select the target VPC. So your target VPC in this first we'll see how you can create this VPC peering between your account and the same region or the same account. So I'm going to select my account here and this region which is US East 1. Then I'm going to select the acceptor. So in this case, this was my initiator and this is my acceptor. So I'm going to select this one. It will start showing the IP address associated with the VPC, and I'll send a request, create peering connection. So it's going to send a request. It says the success. Let's click OK. And if you go here, it says pending acceptance. Because this belongs to my own, this is the same account. So it's me who has to go and accept it. I'll go and accept the request. Yes, accept. Close. Now it says active. Once the VPC connection status says it's active, then you need to go to the route tables. This is my route tables. Basically, one public route table and another one is a private route table. This one is a private one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a route out from this VPC to the peered VPC. So if you, let's see, click on the routes. You can see there's only one route available. Let's edit routes and add a route. And I know the IP range of my other VPC, so that is this one. And I'm gonna select the target. Now the target would be peering connection. Once you select it, it will start showing you the peering name. So I'm gonna say peering with same region account. This one I'm gonna select and I'm gonna save the route and close. Now I need to do the same thing for the other VPC. So if you see, this is my another VPC, okay, and we need to add it out here, and into route 10 dot, this was my IP range for the peer. Let's select the peering connection. This is the connection it's asking for. Save routes, close. I need to look at the, I think we need to check once more the route here which I have inserted here. We need to check this one, edit route. The IP was different. Let's say it's 172.16. so this is the range I have for this one, and it remains same. It is my POI same region. I'm gonna save the routes. That's done. Close. Let's go back to the public win, that is my publicly accessible Windows machine. So I'm going to log into this machine, and from that machine I'm going to do the private one. This is my public IP. I'm going to RDP to it. It's asking the password. So no, I need to change the account first. So that would be the account which I'm going to use. I've copied the password somewhere. So this is my password. Put it here. Those who want to know how I got the password, I'll tell you. You need to select your machine. You need to go to connect and click on get password. So once you click on get password, you need to specify the key which you used while launching the machine, and you can decrypt the password. From there you can get the password. We have already done that to save some time. So this is my machine. Now I'm logged in. Now from here I'm gonna go to the private instance. So again I'm gonna open the RDP, and before that let me find out the IP address. I'm in the private IP address of my private instance. So that is my private IP address 10.0.2.199. So I'm going to log into that one first. I'll copy the password for this one also. Okay, so let's start. So this is my RDP connection. I'll open it and I'll put the IP address. This is the IP address. Let's go and connect it. Okay, so I'll go to the change the different account. And here is the password. Click OK. I'm still in the same VPC. I have not crossed the VPCs yet. I'm just logging into a machine which is into my private subnet, so that we can see that the communication which happens between two VPCs can be based upon a private IP address space. I know that. So I've logged into this machine. So now this is my machine in the private IP address. So let's go to try to log into the machine which is a different VPC. Before to do that, let's find out the IP address. This is my second Windows machine which is in the different VPC with a different range. You can see that this is the private IP and it does not have a public IP. You can see that there is no public IP here. So I'm going to take this IP. I'm going to copy the password for this one. This is my password. So let's go back to our machine. Guys, it's a bit slow today. So let's see. Already have this connection. I'll click that. Different account. So this is my account, and here's the password. So if that goes successfully, it means I'm able to go from VPC C to VPC B that belongs to same account as well as the same region. And you can see that this communication is happening based on the private IP addresses, and I have not used any VPN gateways, any separate physical hardware network, or any kind of VPN connections, nothing. It's basically active as if they are part of a local area network. It's taking a bit of time, so let's wait for some time. Let's check whether it's done or not. I think it's done. If you click on here, so this was network is really pathetic today. You can see that I am into 170.16.31.125. that is the IP from my second VPC to which we have sent the peering connection. Now once this is done, let's go out of it because we have seen that. Now close these connections and okay, and go back. Now we have seen it that the same account and the same region we have reached. Now let's go back to the other one. So let's go back to the peering connection. This time I'm gonna create one more peering connection. This account and this region stays as the source, and I'll call it peer different region different account. This is a name tag by which you can identify the peering connections. You can put whatever name you feel better. I'm using this name so that it can help us to differentiate between those different peering connection requests. So requester would remain same. That is my requester, not default VPC. It has got the same IP range 10.0.0.0/16. Now this time we are going to use another account, and before you can use another account, you need to have the account ID as well as the VPC ID, which we have already have. So let's go back, and this is the account ID. This is my account ID, and now I need to select another region also because this is not the same region. So this is Asia Pacific Southeast, that one. And now I need to put the VPC ID. I have already noted it down. This is the VPC ID which I have. I'll put it here, and that's it. So I need to change this field here, and you need to put the account ID, you need to select the region, and you need to select the VPC to which you want to get this peering connection set up. Click on create peering connections. So it says a success has been requested, but owner must accept the peering connection before it can start work. So click on OK. Let's go back to this is my VPC management console for the different account. You can see here to the different account as well as a different region. Now let's go back and click on your peering connections. This is the peering connections. Now click on action, and you can see that this is a pending acceptance. Okay, this is pending acceptance. I'm going to click on actions and accept the request. So it says accepting the VPC peering connection request. I say yes and close. Now this is done here, guys. Now we need to do the same exercise. We need to go back to the routing tables. This is the route tables, and this is the route table here. If I click on routes, this is currently have only one route associated with this one, that is local. So let's edit the routes and add that route in between. So add, and I know this is 10.0.0. You need to provide here the IP range which belongs to your other VPC to which you want to get this peering connection active. So this is the So this is my IP range. I need to select the peering connection, and this is one the peering connection. So you can select that and save the routes. Close. Now let's go back to the another account, and there also we need to set it up. So go to the route tables. This was my route table. If you click on the routes, I think this, yeah, it has got route for the other VPC. Now edit the route and add one more route here. So this is going to the other one. So that is 192.168. If I remember correctly, this was the range. Let me check again. Yes, this is the range. So I'll go back. And here I need to select the peering connection. So this was we did earlier. Now we're going to select this one and save your routes. Close. Once it is done, this is my connections. If you look at it, this is my public instance which has got public IP, and this one is the one which has got private IP. So let's go back and copy the password for this other machine now. I already noted down. This is my another machine. So this is my password, and this is my IP addresses. So let's go back and try to set up a VPC connection from VPC C to VPC A. So click here, RTP, and this is already there. Let's click on the account, change a different account. Put the password, and that's it. Okay, let's see it goes. So you can see that it is started connecting. And we have logged in. So this is my EC2 instance in a different account as well as a different VPC in a different region. So that's how you can communicate with different VPCs in same account or a different account. So that's it, guys, for the demonstration part. Let's go back to our PPT and let's cover a couple of points now. So let's talk about some of the peering limitations. You cannot create a VPC peering connection between VPCs that have matching or overlapping IP version 4 or IP version 6. And you saw that we used a different IP range for all our VPCs. So you cannot have a matching, and it's very important to remember. At one time between two VPCs, you cannot have more than one VPC peering. So you cannot have if you want a standby or a kind of a high availability connection. So it's not required, guys. The one connection is sufficient because AWS takes care of the high availability or single point of failure, as I said initially. So only one VPC peering connection allowed between the same two VPCs at the same time. For inter-region, like we did from US East to AP Southeast 1, the MTU or the maximum transmission unit across the VPC is allowed only for 1500 bytes. So that means that jumbo frames are not currently supported. Then VPC peering does not support transitive peering relationship